The world is full of strange stories, eerie encounters, and unsettling events that defy all logic. Some are ancient legends buried in time. Others are modern mysteries caught on camera. But what they all have in common is this: no one has ever fully explained them. So if you think reality is simple and everything has a reason, think again. Because today, we're diving deep into the top 10 most bizarre unexplained mysteries of all time. Cases that continue to haunt, confuse, and terrify people around the world. The Dyatlov Pass incident, 9 dead and no good answers. In 1959, 9 experienced Russian hikers ventured into the Ural Mountains and never returned. When rescuers finally found their bodies, the scene was beyond horrifying. Their tent had been ripped open from the inside. Some hikers were found naked in sub-zero temperatures. Others had fractured skulls and crushed ribs, but no external wounds. One woman was missing her tongue and eyes. The Soviet investigation ruled it as an unknown compelling force. Over the years, theories have ranged from avalanche and military testing to Yeti attacks and aliens, but none of them fit all the evidence. Over 6 decades later, it remains one of the most chilling wilderness mysteries in modern history.
The Wow
Signal, a message from the stars. On August 15, 1977, an astronomer named Jerry Eman was scanning the sky with Ohio State University's Big Air radio telescope when something remarkable happened. A strong, 72-second radio signal from deep space suddenly blared into his receiver. It was so extraordinary that he circled the data and wrote, "Wow," in red ink, giving the signal its famous name. It appeared to come from the Sagittarius constellation, and nothing like it has ever been detected since. Was it a deliberate signal from extraterrestrial life? A cosmic fluke? To this day, scientists have no explanation, and it remains the best candidate for alien contact we've ever recorded. The disappearance of flight MH370 vanished without a trace in March 2014. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 vanished en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing with 239 people on board. Despite one of the largest search efforts in aviation history, the aircraft's final resting place has never been conclusively found. Parts of the plane eventually washed up on distant shores, but the mystery only deepened. Why did it veer thousands of miles off course? Was it pilot sabotage, mechanical failure, or something else? The black box was never recovered. The fact that a modern Boeing 777 could simply disappear in the age of satellite tracking and GPS remains one of the greatest aviation mysteries ever. The Taos hum, a town that hears what no one else can. In the tiny town of Taos, New Mexico, residents have complained for decades about a strange, low-frequency hum, like a distant diesel engine running. The problem: no source has ever been found. Only about 2% of the population can hear it, and those who do report headaches, insomnia, and nausea. Multiple scientific investigations have been launched, testing electromagnetic fields, geological shifts, and even psychological theories. Nothing explains it. The Taos hum isn't unique either. Similar hums have been reported around the world, from Bristol to British Columbia. Are these people picking up on some unknown natural frequency, or is something more sinister at work? The Sodder children, 5 kids who vanished into thin air. On Christmas Eve in 1945, the Sodder family's home in West Virginia burned to the ground. George and Jenny Sodder and 4 of their children escaped, but 5 others were never found. Here's the twist: no remains were ever discovered in the ashes, even after a thorough search. Even stranger, a ladder that was always by the house was missing, a phone line was cut, and a strange man had recently threatened the family over George's political views. Decades later, the mother received a photo of a man resembling one of the missing children, now grown. Were the kids kidnapped? Hidden? The mystery is as unresolved today as it was 80 years ago. The Pollock twins' reincarnation or something else? In 1957, 2 young girls named Joanna and Jacqueline Pollock died in a tragic car accident in England. A year later, their mother gave birth to twins, Jennifer and Gillian. As the twins grew up, they began to exhibit knowledge of their deceased sisters' lives, describing toys and places they had never seen, even recognizing former acquaintances of the dead girls. Jennifer had a birthmark matching Jacqueline's. Despite their parents never discussing the accident with them, the twins remembered key details until about age 7, when the memories faded. Was this a case of reincarnation or shared psychological trauma? The Pollock twins remain one of the most compelling cases, cited by those who believe consciousness survives death. The Voynich manuscript, a book no one can read. It's been called the most mysterious book in the world. The Voynich manuscript, discovered in 1912, is a 240 8-page medieval document filled with unknown script, bizarre illustrations, and what appeared to be alien botanical drawings. Linguists, code breakers, and even AI have tried to decipher it, yet no one has ever cracked the code. Some believe it's a sophisticated hoax. Others think it's written in a lost language or cipher, possibly describing medicinal practices or cosmological theories from an ancient culture. The parchment has been dated to the early 1400s, but the author and purpose remain unknown. To this day, the Voynich manuscript taunts researchers like a riddle without a key. The man from Taured, a passport from a parallel universe. In 1954, a man arrived at Tokyo airport with a passport from a country that doesn't exist, Taured. He spoke multiple languages, claimed he had visited Japan before, and his passport had stamps from real countries. But when officials tried to verify his home country, no such place existed. As they held him in a guarded hotel room for further questioning, he vanished overnight, along with all his documents. Some say it was a clever con. Others believe he may have somehow crossed over from a parallel dimension. The tale has become internet legend, but its roots lie in a real airport incident that's never been fully explained. The green children of Woolpit, visitors from another world. In 12th century England, two strange children appeared near the village of Woolpit. They spoke an unknown language, wore unfamiliar clothing, and had green skin. Locals took them in. The boy eventually died, but the girl learned English and said they came from a place called St. Martin's Land, where everything was dim and twilight. She said they had become lost while following a mysterious light. Over time, her skin color faded to normal, and she integrated into society. Was it a fable, a misunderstanding, or were these children truly from another dimension? No record of such pigmentation disorder matches the tale, and their origin has never been determined. The Phoenix Lights, thousands saw something, and then silence. On the night of March 13, 1997, thousands of people across Phoenix, Arizona, looked up and saw something that should not have been there. A massive V-shaped object blocking out the stars. Witnesses described silent movement, orbs of light, and a shape that was bigger than several football fields. The military later said it was flares from a training exercise, but the scale and silence didn't match that explanation. Even then, Governor Fife Symington, who mocked the event at the time, later admitted he saw the lights and believed it was an actual UFO. Despite endless footage and testimonies, the Phoenix Lights remain one of the most credible mass UFO sightings ever recorded. These mysteries aren't just urban legends or bedtime stories. They're real accounts, supported by documents, witnesses, and sometimes even video. And that's what makes them so disturbing. For all our science and technology, there are still things out there, right now, that we can't explain. Whether it's a vanished flight, an unreadable book, or a strange man with a passport from another world, these events remind us that the universe might be far weirder and more complex than we think. So which one gave you chills? Was it the silent killer of Dyatlov Pass, the ghostly hum of Taos, or perhaps the idea of someone from another universe getting lost in an airport? Drop your theories in the comments. We're not saying aliens, time travel, or alternate dimensions are real, but these cases sure make you wonder. And if you want to go even deeper, make sure to watch our next video. Terrifying stories from people who vanished and returned with unbelievable tales. What they saw on the other side. You'll have to hear it to believe it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content.